Coming to you live and direct from Now Valley Entertainment.
What's up, boxing fans? This is TBE Boxing back at you again. Alright, so the fight is in September. Triple G, Gennady Golovkin against Canelo Alvarez. Who's going to win? Well, if this was before the Danny Jacobs and the Kell Brook fight, I would say that Canelo had a chance against Triple G. But after seeing those two fights, I don't think he does. I think that Triple G is going to knock him out. As far as I can see, Canelo is going to get knocked out for the first time in his professional career when he fights Triple G in September. I don't really see anything. I mean, Canelo is a good fighter. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's a good boxer, pretty good counter puncher. He has some skills, good head movement, okay, good combinations. He's an all-around boxer, okay? Pretty good boxer, excellent boxer, actually. Let's just say that, okay? However, the thing that he lacks is foot movement, and that's going to be his downfall against Triple G. And also the power, okay? Now, I mean, he has fairly good power, but it's not overwhelming power, you know? Now, a lot of people saw his fight against Chavez, and, they all hyped up now thinking, oh, yeah, he schooled Chavez. Well, I mean, schooling Chavez is no accomplishment really because Chavez cannot box, plain and simple. He's not a boxer, okay? He's basically living off the name of his father. He can't fight. I mean, it's just plain and simple. And, anyone who picked Chavez against Canelo don't know anything about boxing, okay? That's all I can tell you. Because if you ever saw Chavez fight, you know that there's no way he could have beat Canelo. That's number one. I mean, he just can't. Chavez is just not a boxer. As a matter of fact, he should retire from boxing. He shouldn't even box anymore because he's not a boxer. And if you don't believe me, you think that what Canelo did to Chavez was something, groundbreaking or unique, just go ahead and watch the fight between Sergio Martinez and Chavez, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Same type of fight, same thing happened. Sergio schooled him for the whole 12 round, except for the 12th round, he got knocked down. Maybe the 12th or 11th, I don't remember exactly which round. But Sergio got knocked down by Chavez. He got back up and just continued to school Chavez for the rest of the fight. I think that was probably a unanimous decision, except for maybe that round. Sergio winning every round, just like Canelo did, basically. Chavez probably actually won that round. I don't remember. But it was the same thing. I mean, Chavez is not a fighter, okay? He's not a boxer. He's basically like a slugger, stand-up slugger type of guy. The only way he can win is if you fight his fight. You have to fight his fight because he can't make any adjustments. He doesn't really do anything in the ring. I mean, how do you fight a fight with Canelo and you don't even jab? I don't think he threw one jab in the whole fight. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. You're the bigger guy, you're the taller guy. You're making yourself small. You bring yourself down to Canelo's size. That doesn't make any sense as a fighter or as a boxer. I mean, I don't know who's training this guy, but he's not getting the proper training or he's just not listening to his trainers. He's always scooting himself down to Canelo's side. You're a taller guy, a bigger guy. You should be boxing and using your reach advantage. But he wasn't doing none of that. Okay, he doesn't know how to do it. Okay, because he doesn't know how to box. Plain and simple. So Canelo, I mean, beating Chavez is no big accomplishment as far as I'm concerned. And if anybody thinks that by beating Chavez, that's preparing Canelo to fight Triple G, they're in for a big disappointment. Okay, it's not going to go down like that. The thing about Canelo is that he's always fighting at these catch weights. Okay, basically most of the time he's bigger than his opponents. That's the thing about Canelo. He's always bigger than his opponents. He looks pretty impressive in there. I mean, I'm not going to say he can't box because he can. Okay, and he got good speed, good combination. Okay, but he lacks foot movement, and his power, like I said, is not overwhelming. So that's not going to really work against Triple G. Canelo's power won't really deter Triple G. Okay, and so what's going to happen in this fight is that Canelo is going to fight on the back foot, and I've never really seen him do that. So I don't know how that's going to work. Most of his fight, he's coming forward. He's the aggressor. So how is he going to fight against Triple G when he goes in there and he tries to do whatever he does and Triple G doesn't really budge? It's not going to be a good look for him. I mean, I think that he's going to have to fight on the back foot. I mean, we saw what happened with Danny Jacobs and Triple G. I mean, he was fighting pretty good. The fourth round, he got knocked down. After that, he got on his bicycle and started riding. The problem is that Canelo's bicycle has two flats. Okay, so he won't be riding very far, And some people might say he don't even have a bicycle. So I don't know how that's going to work for him. You have to find the back foot, moving, dance. I mean, maybe he can, maybe he can't. I don't know, but that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to come up with a whole new strategy on fighting to beat Triple G. I mean, I'm not going to say it's impossible. Okay, I mean, it's possible that he could beat Triple G, but it's going to be a very difficult fight, and I just don't see it happening. Okay, I think Triple G is going to, because first of all, Triple G could take a punch. Okay, we have seen Canelo fight many people. I mean, he fought Mayweather. I mean, Mayweather is not the biggest puncher in the world, and he hurt Canelo many times. I mean, he didn't stagger him or anything like that, but he stung him enough time to give him pause to the where he basically said, oh, I better just ease up because I might get hurt. So if Mayweather could do that again, so what do you think is going to happen when Triple G hit him? When he gets cracked with one of those Triple G punches, believe you me, it's going to be a whole different ball game. Because number one, it's not going to be a catchweight fight. So Triple G is going to be his full size and weight. And so is Canelo. But Triple G is naturally bigger than Canelo. And like I said, most of Canelo's fights, he's fighting people who he's naturally bigger than them. And not only that, he fights these catchweights where he makes them drain themselves to get to weight, and so he has an advantage. He always comes with an advantage, basically. He's always the bigger guy. Okay, just like he did with Chavez. Chavez had to come in, drain for this fight, had to drain himself to make this fight, and so Canelo had the natural advantage because he was, he was strong at that weight. So not to say that if Chavez had came in at a heavier weight, he would have won. He still would have lost because he just can't fight and he just can't box. And Canelo would have still outboxed no matter what weight he came in at. Okay, simple as that. Canelo is just a much better boxer than Chavez ever was and ever will be. I mean, Chavez, we got to tell it like it is, man. The guy can't fight. He's nowhere near what his father was, and he never will be. And basically, he should just retire from boxing. I hear he's calling out Danny Jacobs. I mean, Danny Jacobs is going to beat him worse than Canelo did. So what is he calling out Danny Jacobs for? Danny Jacobs is the boxer. He can't fight boxers. He has to fight people that's going to fight his fight. That's going to stand right in front of him. He doesn't have a jab. He doesn't know how to move. He doesn't know how to position himself. He doesn't have any ring generalship. I mean, he did a little movement in the Canelo fight. He moved pretty good in terms of the way he was moving, but he just don't know how to fight and move. He can't fight out the back foot. He can move, but he doesn't know how to box. So it doesn't make any difference what his movement is if you can't box. So that's basically, what Chavez is. So I don't think that fight really helped Canelo prepare for Triple G in any way, shape, or form. Okay, if anything, it might make him too overconfident, and he's gonna go in there, and Triple G is gonna knock him out, which is what's gonna happen anyway. Because I think that when Canelo goes into that ring and feels the power of Triple G, he's gonna be in serious trouble. He might be able to evade Triple G for a couple of rounds, but even though I don't really see that happening at all, I think Triple G is going to catch him pretty fast because he's not really a mover like that. But maybe he can do some movement. I've seen some shades of him moving sometime, but to do that for like 12 rounds against Triple G, I don't see it happening. I think that Triple G is going to catch up to him because he's going to have to. I don't think he's going to be the one coming forward. Basically, I think what's going to happen in this fight is that Triple G is going to catch up to him around the 10th or the 9th or the 10th round and knock him out, if not before that. So, that's what I see in this fight. Okay. So, my prediction is that Triple G will knock out Canelo Alvarez. This will be his first knockout in his professional career. And I think not only he's going to knock him out, he's going to hurt him pretty bad. Okay. So, that's my prediction. Canelo he should have continued to duck Triple G because he can't beat Triple G. I don't think he's not. It's just that his style. He has a good style. I mean, I like his style. He's a good counterpuncher as well as a boxer. But I don't think his power, is gonna be enough to stop Triple G or to slow him down. He might sting Triple G a couple of times, with his combinations, okay. But the first time that Triple G connect, it's all over with. It's gonna be over. I don't think he can take the punches that Triple G's gonna give him. And like I said, he's not gonna be fighting someone who he's bigger than, which is most of his fights. He's always the bigger guy. In this fight, he's not going to be the bigger guy. Triple G's going to be the bigger guy. He's going to be the stronger guy, with the most powerful punch. If you notice, like I said in the Chavez fight, Chavez didn't throw one jab the whole fight. And we already know that Triple G, because Triple G as a boxer is kind of underrated. People don't really think that he can box, but he has boxing skills. And he has a pretty good jab when he uses it. So he's going to be working off of that jab, and that jab is going to give Canelo a lot of problems. You see, look at the way he fought against Chavez. He just kept coming in because Chavez had no jab whatsoever. Nothing to keep him at bay, nothing at all. Chavez was doing nothing to keep him at bay. Because I guess he wanted him to come in so he could try and fight him because that's his type of fight. But even that didn't work. So Triple G is going to be using the jab, okay? So Canelo is not going to be able to just go in and throw combinations like he was doing against Chavez because that jab is going to be in his face all the time. It's going to keep him at bay. Triple G is going to keep him at range. I think he's going to hurt Canelo pretty bad in this fight. That's what I see. So I'm looking to see that Canelo is going to get knocked out for the first time in his professional career. I mean, he's going to make a lot of money, but he's going to he's going to have to work for every penny of it. He's going to get hurt in this fight, I think. Triple G is going to hurt him bad and it's going to knock him out. So I'm predicting, like I said, 10th round stoppage, but not by TKO, but by KO. Okay, that's what I say. Unless this corner throw in the towel, it's going to be a KO, 10th round or before that. It could be any time before the 10th round, but I'm going to give him until the 10th round. Maybe he can survive until the 10th round, but he's going to get KO'd by Triple G for the first time in his professional career, and that's what I see. This is TBE Boxing. I'm out.